Well, hello, my lovelies, and welcome to the Barefoot Book Club. Um, this week I thought I'd share with you this wonderful, wonderful little book that I read a couple of weeks ago. And it's called Green Witchcraft Magical Ways to Walk Softly on the Earth. And it's by a lady called Marie Bruce. Now, I bought this book a couple of months ago from the works, and it cost me £5. And the only reason why I bought it was because it kept coming up on my Facebook feeds for the works. You may like this, you may want to read this. So I thought, well, we'll give it a go. We'll see how we get on. So it's a softback book. It's not too big. It's quite nice. It's not too thick either. And basically, if I try and... It's really, really pretty little book. It walks you through if you think you are a green witch, or if you know you are a green witch, or if you want to be a green witch. And it gives you all kinds of prompts and pointers, and it explains things really, really easily, from witches and how they were treated, how they came to be, to the kind of things that witches would use, the tools like their altar and their chalice and their cauldron. It explains to you about foraging for witchy items, whether that be things to put on your altar or things that you could use in spellcraft or witchcraft, or herbs that you could use. It gives you the idea of how to store them, how to bottle them. Then it talks about Mother Earth and how, as witches, we honour and look after, or try and look after, the earth as best as we could. Herbalism, list of herbs that you can use and what they're good for. To be honest with you, it is an absolutely beautiful little book. It's bright, it's colourful, it's easy to read, it explains things wonderfully. It is quite and it didn't take me long to read it. I mean, I read it while I'm to and from work on the buses. But yeah, it didn't take me long to read. It took me about a week. How to make smudge sticks and how to use them and what's best for what. Gardening for the Green Witch. From having acres worth of land to a little window box in a flat. It's easily done. You can even grow herbs in your garden, in your kitchen. The woods and things like that. And also they've got some very lovely little illustrations that go with it as well. And all the pictures are quite, they're bright, they're bold, they're colourful. Even from things like creating an indoor garden so that you can grow your herbs and maybe some fruit trees, fruit bushes or something in your own home that you can use within your witchcraft. And we do things like gardening by the moon, the best times to plant your seedlings. Garden folklore, so all the folklore that comes with gardening, like the green man and the fairies and things like that come into your garden. Even how to look after the wildlife. It's got tells you a bit about the green man and how he came to be. Just excuse me, I'm losing my book here. and the women that are involved within the Green Man and his folklore. Forest Witch, how to become a forest witch and how best to use your forestry for your witchcraft. Lots of helpful tips and guides on how to do things in here. It is really just a beautiful little book. All kinds of things, where to forage, what to use, what not to use, how to use it, how to best respect the forest, Mother Earth, things like that. Victorian posies. This gives you a little bit about the language of flowers that the Victorians used and how to send messages and love notes using flowers. And I was quite surprised actually, because I knew that they did that, but I didn't know how in depth it was. And each flower has a different meaning. Let's just pick one. Carnation, admiration and unrequited love. So there you go. So if you had somebody send you carnations, that's the reason why. Essential oils, how to make your own essential oils, how to store them, what best things to use for them, carrier oils and things like that. Poisonous plants that are, about, that are not great for people to be eating. Foraging is the other thing, how to forage, what to look for, best books to buy, teach yourself how to forage properly, because if you don't, you're going to end up in trouble. And I was just... And spells as well, lots of spells. Spells for everyday problems, spells for everyday uses. And yeah, it was things like, how to enjoy your outdoor space. You can go out and have witchy tea parties and things, just to be with Mother Nature. And do you know what? I absolutely, thoroughly enjoyed this book. So at the back it says, witches have always worked with nature to hone their craft. That deeply symbolic relationship has meant that they have been at the forefront of the movement to protect the environment and take care of our beautiful planet. This enlightening guide outlines the practices of ethical witchcraft and includes spells for those those keen to protect the earth. This wonderful book will explain how to understand the tenets of hedge witchery, foraging for spell ingredients no matter where you live, learn how to create a witch's pantry and use essential oils. So yeah, it basically gives you an outline of how to become an earth witch, a forest witch, a hedge witch, whichever you wish to be called. It tells you what to work with, how to work with it, where you can find it, the best places to go, all that kind of thing. And it's easy to read, it's simple, it's outlined, it's not heavy going. If I'd had sat and read solidly, I could have done it in a couple of days, but I sort of read while I'm travelling to and from work on the bus. But yeah, it is an absolutely delightful little book. Bright, colourful, eye-catching. And if it's still in the works in the UK, I would suggest you go and order yourself a copy. I did see a copy in the shop this morning, so I know they're still about. But yeah, Green Witch by Marie Bruce. Nice, wonderful little book. So lovely. Excuse me. That's this week's book club. Hopefully next week we'll have another book that we can review. So until then, my lovelies, I'm sending you much love and many blessings.